Congress are in alliance here in Chandigarh, but in Mohali they are fighting each
Two-faced. I call them double-faced. Janus, if you go into the Greek mythology, what was Janus? But we have here, any species which is double-faced and has a single body is dangerous, very poisonous.
This is how you describe the India alliance.
Because I am not just looking at 24 on 1st of June or 4th of June. I am looking at 27.
Okay.
We are laying the foundation. This will be the 24, will be laying the foundation for a very, very bright future for Punjab. And it came as a rude shock when the chips were down, when the 3 laws were brought in. It was Badal Saab's responsibility to either, if he had any serious concern, he should have raised it before they were brought into public domain. Somehow this led to parting ways in a very bitter manner, which I think is regrettable, considering the kind of bonding which was between Badal Saab and the senior leadership. So it has left a bad taste. So when I talk about opportunities, I believe Akali Dal is fighting now battle for its survival, where BJP is looking optimistically at a very bright future. I think new breed of people who have come in, who have no commitment,
is it like
no
that
idea.
they are not evolving with time? The Congress
No, they haven't. No, it has not just stagnated. I think it has dissipated what it had. It has lost its ideological moorings. It is adrift. Nobody knows what is happening. Nobody is in command. Let's say Congress today is a headless wonder.
Do you believe that in recent times the parties are giving more emphasis to the winnability rather than the ideology, given that BJP has also nominated 8 defectors out of 13?
And Nikhilji, let me be very honest with it. Leaders are not made in a day. There's a different concept. Everybody can put on a kurta pajama and put a flex board. All it costs is 1200 rupees. And you put a greetings, Naye Saal ki badai ho. And the town knows that there's a new leader in town.
But so speaking of BJP and Punjab together, we have to bring farmers in this some sort of anti-BJP narrative in Punjab, which is very high.
There are certain people who are exploiting that sentiment which still prevails, that we were mistreated. No, I cannot pinpoint, but if you look at their actions, I'm not just fishing out of thin air these allegations, they have valid reason behind it.
Mr. Modi also said in the last elections that farmers' income will double in the coming years.
Yeah.
Figures are promising. Then why is the farmer unhappy?
Farmer is a very simple, who believes in everybody. BJP buri hai. This is, they are making use of his innocence. And Bhagwant Mann, it's not Sunil who's saying it. Bhagwant Mann is on record saying that these farm union leaders are blocking tracks, railway tracks and roads for monetary gains because they are getting money. And none of the leaders have challenged him.
You've written about this to EC also, that they are not allowing your party to reach the masses. BJP's image has become that of anti-Muslim because of the statements given recently. Also, Prime Minister also gave one statement that if BJP comes to power, it will be the last elections happening in India.
Why would it be? Because of majority. BJP had this majority all these years. If they wanted to bring any change, if they could remove this Article 370, they can also do any other thing. सरकार किसी की भी बने, हमारी मर्जी से बनेगी.
Hello and welcome to the Savera. This is Tinkle Before You. And today here in Chandigarh, we are joined by a very special guest, State Head of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Sunil Jakhar. Hello, sir, and welcome to the Savera.
Thank you, Nikhilji.
How are you feeling today, sir?
Well, fit, fighting fit.
Oh, that's great. That's very evident also. And thank you to you for giving us time from your busy schedule. As we know, elections are in full swing. And before that, we jump on our first question. For the first time, sir, you are participating in election as a BJP leader. And coincidentally, it is also the first time that BJP is going solo in this election since 1996. So it kind of doubles the responsibility on your shoulders. So how do you navigate through such conditions?
First of all, yes, it is a challenge that BJP is going solo for the first time, or maybe since 96 onwards now. We have been in alliance with Akali Dal. So there's a challenge, but I think inherent in this challenge, there are opportunities. We are going from 3 to 13. It opens a lot of opportunities, a lot of potential, which was till now never had a chance to bloom. Because you see, Badal Saab was our alliance partner, and he was a towering personality, not just physically, but otherwise also his demeanor and his manner of, and his personal equation with the central leadership in BJP. Somehow, all the rural issues, all the rural areas, including farming issues and everything, they were outsourced to Akali Dal. And it came as a rude shock when the chips were down, when the 3 laws were brought in. It was Badal Saab's responsibility to either, if he had any serious concern, he should have raised it before they were brought into public domain. But somehow this led to parting ways in a very bitter manner, which I think is regrettable, considering the kind of bonding which was between Badal Saab and the senior leadership. So it has left a bad taste. So when I talk about opportunities, I believe Akali Dal is fighting now a battle for its survival, where BJP is looking optimistically at a very bright future. So I do not indulge into predicting what will be the outcome. That will be decided by the electorate of Punjab. But I'm very confident that it will be better than expected, both in terms of seats as well as percentage-wise. So that is one thing. And as far as my being new to this job, I think I am what I am. Whether I was in other party or right now, I've seen both sides from the both sides of the fence, how it is. And I feel the biggest strength of BJP is the commitment of its workers. And their ideological based people who are associated with maybe are not active supporters.
Now you're that completing 2 years with BJP and you have, sustained with Congress for a long period of time.
50 years.
50 years
It's
and
a whole lifetime.
2 years on the other side of the fence. What difference?
That's what I was telling you. Congress party originally, it is a very old party, 130 odd years of its character, grandest old party on the block. But I think that being that old, like it has become complacent, it is sitting back on its laurels. When I was new to this party and they were asked me to say the difference, what I could come up with is that we have been trying to live off our brand name and of our past glorious days that we fought for the freedom and our party got the freedom for the country and whatnot. But over a period of time, lot of I think new breed of people who have come in, who have no commitment,
is it like
no
that they are
ideology.
not evolving with time? The Congress
No, they haven't. No, it has not just stagnated. I think it has dissipated what it had. It has lost its ideological moorings. It is adrift. Nobody knows what is happening. Nobody is in command. Let's say Congress today is a headless wonder, which has nobody who can take charge or control or something. It is all things are happening. Every day something happens, which eventually had to be denied by the party. Let's say Mr. Sam Pitroda happened. And then Mr. Manishankar Iyer happened. And before that, if you look a little back into the history, 2 years ago, Ambika Soni happened. And party is still like, they haven't taken notice of it. So they are themselves kind of impervious, or they are, I think nothing touches them. They have either become so thick-skinned or they are still power drunk or whatever, but that is, leave that to them to tackle their own issues.
So they are not just evolving with time, but also not...
Compared to BJP, BJP has a very strong ideological following. They may not be active supporters. That's why I say maybe we do not have party structure in all the 13 parliamentary constituencies. But I am very well now aware that sympathizers of BJP and ideologically associated with BJP, maybe not openly, they are not only in constituencies, they are in every household. When I say household, I am talking about our women folk who are somehow associated with the ideology of BJP and their default setting would be for BJP. That's what I am counting on.
So speaking of the ideology, you have raised a very valid point. But do you believe that in recent times, the parties are giving more emphasis to the winnability rather than the ideology, given that BJP has also nominated 8 defectors out of 13. So it is a...
This cannot be held against BJP. I'll tell you why. Because BJP didn't have the party structure. And Dikhalji, let me be very honest with it. leaders are not made in a day. There's a different concept. Everybody can put on a kurta pajama and put a flex board. All it costs is 1,200 rupees. And you put a greetings, Naye Saal ki badai ho, and the town knows that there's a new leader in town. No, this is not a
what
leader.
makes a leader?
Leader is something who has empathy with his folks, for his area, who works for it, and has credibility, a following amongst masses. It is acceptance by the masses which makes you a leader, not your own ego or your own, with the money you can put advertisement. No. But that takes time. And then when I mentioned Badal Sahab, his aura, his impact was such that under his kind of influence, no BJP leadership was given chance to bloom. That is what has kept BJP kind of stunted. It was a bonsai.
Okay. So do you think this alliance, drifting apart with this Shromani Akali Dal, will give BJP a better...
Definitely. Because I am not just looking at 24 on 1st of June or 4th of June. I am looking at 27.
Okay.
We are laying the foundation. This will be the 24, will be laying the foundation for a very, very bright future for Punjab.
So BJP is not only concentrating on the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, but to the Vidhan Sabha elections of
it is not just my point of view. When you say BJP is concentrating, people of Punjab are very perceptive. They know exactly where we are headed. They think that now we are rid of the shackles. Our growth was stunted by alliance. Now we are a free bird. People know that yes, now we have a chance to send our own. Maybe people, though they were for the larger issues of amity and brotherhood in Punjab, this was a social alliance, not really a political motivated alliance. But now people see that yes, BJP is serious. BJP is here to stay. BJP is not dependent upon the crutches of Akali Dal. This is what people will now, I think, all those who have always, their first option was BJP, but since BJP was not really ready to handle all these things because of Akali Dal, now I think this is the time. This is the most opportune time.
Speaking of BJP and Punjab together, we have to bring farmers in the scene, and farmers are, propagating some sort of anti-BJP narrative in Punjab, which is very high. And you've been also vocal about it. You have written to EC also that under the garb of farmer protest, many opposition parties like Congress, Shromani Akali Dal and Aam Aadmi Party are also taking the leverage of the same. And how do you see this development?
One has to look into the basic genesis of this issue. There is definitely, let's accept this fact that there is residual resentment since the Singhu border agitation. And there are certain people who are exploiting that sentiment which still prevails, that we were mistreated. No, I cannot pinpoint, but if you look at their actions, I'm not just fishing out of thin air these allegations, they have valid reason behind it. Because my question is, what are we protesting about? They are saying guarantee for MSP. Punjab and Haryana are the only two states which are getting 100% MSP for paddy and wheat, which is our main crop. So, what are we then protesting? For 10 years, continuously since 14 till now, we have been getting, and kind of I'm not just talking about, let's say, BJP. Any government which comes in today in the present geopolitical scenario, where Ukraine, which was one of the major suppliers of wheat, and what is happening in Israel, all these shipping lanes are being obstructed. What is happening in Chabar port, and new notification by US will ensure that no government can afford not to focus on food security. And on top of that, Prime Minister Modi has assured that 5 years onward, like, we will give this free food to the people. Where would you get that food if you don't purchase it? So there is inbuilt securities into the environment.
And
also, no, just a second. Not only this, when you club this with Mr. Khadge saying that we will increase this food which we are giving free to the people from 5 kgs to 10 kgs, that only doubles that assurance. And coupled with that is the what you call this weather changing of the weather, like what this climate change which is happening. That puts such a big mark on food security is that we will have to be prepared for any such eventuality, and that will ensure that no government Whosoever comes to the center can afford to touch MSP. So what are we fighting for?
Absolutely correct. But when we speak of the, we cannot go against the food assurance. Mr. Modi also said in the last elections that farmers' income will double in the coming years.
Yeah, that has also happened.
But
that has happened. Yes, I'm coming to that point also. I have put it in public domain. I have asked the farm unions to debate with me on this issue, or at least deny it. What I'm saying is, in 2014, when BJP government came to power, the total MSP purchase from Punjab was paddy and wheat included, was altogether 32,322 crores.
Okay.
And 10 years down the lane, now that food purchase, this wheat crop which is now in the market, last grains are being lifted, 1 crore 30 lakh tons of wheat has been purchased. And paddy, since this last paddy season was in 23, that clubbed with this now is 70,000 crore rupees.
But if
doubling of income would be 64,000 crore. This is 6,000 crore rupees over and above that. So how do you, this isn't this the income?
If the figures are promising, then why is the farmer unhappy?
Farmer is a very simple, who believes in everybody. This is, they are making use of his innocence.
Are they naive?
Yes, they have been, I would not say they are naive, but their simplicity coupled with the residual sentiments from Singhu border incidents and what happened there, they had to sit there for almost a year. This is being exploited. They are a pawn in a larger game. There were issues. That's why I said, I've asked, I can understand. Nobody raised local issues, which was the job not of the farm unions, but of the opposition, which is the biggest opposition. It's Congress in Punjab. Absolutely. But they have come totally, they have surrendered to Bhagwant Mann because of their ill deeds. They cannot even face him. He can challenge them, look into my eyes. And the leader of opposition and the Congress president, they look like meek goats there. So they are too meek. Sorry, I don't want to use this word, but they are totally like they have surrendered. And I can understand their misdeeds come in the way. But what is keeping farm union leaders from raising these issues? Bhagwant Mann ji promised 20,000 rupees as compensation for flood damage.
That point, yeah.
Nobody, forget about dharnas against Chief Minister. Nobody has even asked him. None of the farm unions have blamed or asked him, why aren't you giving 20,000 rupees? Why are you just giving 6,800 rupees per acre, which is given by the central government? It is totally out of this 180 crore which was given by Modi Sahab's government. So why is nobody asking that? Why is everybody mum on this Kisan Samman Nidhi? 23 lakh farmers were registered. They got maybe a couple of installments of 2,000 rupees every quarter. But nobody has raised this issue. It has come down from 23 lakh farmers to 8 lakh 50,000 farmers.
What is keeping this information to reach to the farmers?
This nobody wants to, like they are under this, they have created such a big noise, such a big echo of this thing that nobody is willing to listen to. BJP buri hai. BJP buri hogi, but these things, you are denying almost 15 lakh farmers benefit of receiving 6,000 rupees a year into their accounts. This happened since 1819. 1819, that year, it was 23 lakh farmers. And it has come down to 8.5 lakhs for 19, 20, 2021, 22, 24. Like at least
so they're not getting the benefit
3,600 rupees, which should have been farmers, small marginal farmers' account has not come, and nobody has made a sound. This is where the question arises. Congress has its own limitations because they cannot face Bhagwant Mann for fear of being arrested and for their ill deeds, corruption that they have looted Punjab. So they keep silent. Why are the farm unions not saying anything? And Bhagwant Mann, it's not Sunil who's saying. Bhagwant Mann is on record saying that these farm union leaders are blocking tracks, railway tracks and roads for monetary gains because they are getting money. And none of the leaders have challenged him. None of the leaders. I can understand that Mr. Vading, Congress president, or Mr. Bajwa has some skeletons to hide and they cannot question. But what is keeping the farm leaders from challenging him? That either you arrest us, institute a case against, or apologize and take back your words. No, nothing has happened. Neither Bhagwant Mann has issued a warrant or any case has been registered, nor have the farm leaders have challenged him.
Also, this
So
barricading.
people are suffering. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
This is what is the duty of Bhagwant Mann.
Not just people, but the entire economy of Punjab is suffering from
businessmen,
it.
everybody, poor people who take railway, this is their
So is politics happening at the stake of Punjab's prosperity?
It seems that there is something larger behind this, what appears on the face. You cannot take it at face value. There are things, there are issues which are not being raised. Issues which are raised are totally illogical, have no foundation, have nothing to do with the farming. Yes, farmer is in distress, but not because of not getting MSP. He's getting the MSP. Despite getting the MSP, farmer is distressed, and nobody is talking about that. That is where the strong government can really help the farmer. The problem is, Dinkalji, why farmer is suffering is not only in Punjab, across the country, even in Europe and all the countries you see, they are all going through the phase. Every farmer is in distress. The farm income is not enough. So it has to be supplemented through other means. Farming, we are extracting as much as is possible out of we have killed our organic material, the soil, we are putting so much fertilizer.
So value addition has to be done.
It has to be some value addition. It could be dairy, it could be animal husbandry, it could be fishery or seed production, many ways. But this manner of obstructing or causing inconvenience, more than inconvenience to a common man, is not good for Punjab, as you said, for the economy. And more than economy, it is the social fabric which is under stress. Farmers denying entry to a national party, to villages who could address people who are deprived of, they don't even have land, so they don't even qualify to be farmer. What about the Majdoor? None of these fellows, they call them some Kisan Majdoor Sangh, but nobody is talking about the Majdoor.
True.
How does the Majdoor benefit from this guarantee of MSP? Nobody is talking about him. And you are denying BJP to approach to them. You are denying BJP approach to those people who have been receiving or going to receive for next 5 years free ration.
You've written about this to EC also, that they are not allowing your party to reach the masses. Have you received any?
No, I've asked them to ensure that everybody has a level playing field. If they have a democratic right, then BJP also has the democratic right. I accept and I respect their right to protest. Please do protest. But do not inconvenience anybody. Do give them a platform. They can have their own meeting in the villages. They can convince people that BJP is bad. Nobody is telling them not to do it. But then they have to answer these questions. Problem is, there are certain people, they want to exercise authority without being held accountable. The moment they have to face people, they will have to answer this question. Whom are you? Whose battle Punjab is fighting? I can understand Bihar protesting. I can understand other than Western UP, they do not get MSP. They are protesting. But why is Punjab protesting? Punjab, MSP was tailor-made for Punjab. It was a greater Punjab. Haryana and Punjab are together. So Haryana is also getting MSP. Punjab is getting MSP. And I do not see any protest other than these two places where MSP is guaranteed. I don't know what is happening. This defies logic.
And speaking of EC, sorry, sir, I'm coming back to that question. Do you think EC is playing its part? CM Chani has also given a controversial remark. Then Petroda gave another controversial remark. So does it in a way renders model code of conduct useless in a way?
No, it is not useless. There is still some authority where we can go and plead, because what is happening is that I fear that this protest is being used by a certain, not two parties, I would say the one, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, they are just one coin, they are two faces of the same coin. So they are sneaking in their people, they are instigating farmers to keep protesting, denying entry to BJP leaders into the villages. They are benefiting at the cost of giving a bad name to farmer community. That's what I'm saying. Okay, keep protesting, but do not please defame farmers. Nobody is going to remember who's the leader. Nobody will remember Rajewalji. Nobody will remember who's Pandher. But they will always be Kisanon ne bura kiya hamare saath mein. Why are Kisan are being used. Kisan are paying it with their own goodwill. when this earlier agitation happened, whole Punjab was with them. The people from Barnala who are today at loggerhead with the farm unions, they were the first one who held dharna. They started langar there. They went with medicines there. I've met people who says we held a langar there for at least 6 months, and they are now fighting with the farmers. So there is something fishy going on. It's more than fishy. There are people, and they do not have any answer. If they want MSP, if they are concerned about the lowering of water table, then why? Tell me one of these leaders. I forget about the farmer leader. I'm talking about these people who are jumping onto the bandwagon of this farm protest, these Congress and Aam Aadmi leaders. I've asked Bajwaji, I've asked this Raja Vadingji. I say, tell me which crop would you replace your paddy with? Are you willing to give up your paddy that you're asking MSP for 23 other crops? No, they have not yet answered. None of them will give up because price differential is so much. Income from paddy almost double than any other crop which we can produce in Punjab. So that they will naturally gravitate towards paddy. So all this is just kind of a smoke screen they have created to defame BJP. Nobody is interested in putting in moong. They do talk about moong, how much moong can you produce and how much moong anybody would buy. But they are talking about Bhagwant Manji's Advocate General went to Supreme Court on behalf of Bhagwant Man, said that hum bajra laga denge. Ask Bhagwant Manji, can he ask his farmer or in his own will, his stoj, that please plant bajra, do not grow paddy? No, he will never say.
So that's the economically stable option.
It is economic. This economics is the issue. It's not this MSP or 20. Everybody realizes, the farmer also know that there will be no water left. But they have no option. They are not willing to. There has to be a well thought out plan to wean off people from this by assisting them. This price differential. There has to be deficit gap funding. You have to sit together, but nobody talks about it. They talks about BJP.
So there is no dialogue.
No, nobody was. There was a dialogue. 3 ministers came here. Currently, they talked to them, but no, they don't. Man amanu. This is the simple approach on behalf of these. I think those who are benefiting from keeping this issue as an issue rather than resolving this issue. This is where they benefit. That's why this issue can never be clinched till the ones who are leading it or the ones who pretend to be, what was Bhagwant Man said, I am their vakil. With such kind of vakils and such kind of leaders, this issue will always remain a burning issue. They are not interested in finding a solution. उनकी दुकानदारी बंद हो जाएगी. That is the issue.
Moving on to our next question, sir. Despite its portrayal as pro-Hindu party, the BJP has nominated around 6 Jat Sikh faces in Punjab. So it is very much contrary to their image also. And also does it, holds the potential to hamper your Hindu vote share in Punjab?
This, what you call BJP's image, this is a narrative or a myth which has been created by our old alliance partners. They say that BJP's main agenda is to promote Hindutva. But I think they have not yet seen the light, because if BJP is only promoting Hindutva, then wouldn't BJP or the Prime Minister hold a Ramayan part at Lal Killa? Would a Ram Navami function not be held at Ram Killa if we are only promoting this thing? Whose Prakash Purb was celebrated of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji? Because he was instrumental, he sacrificed his life, faced so much torture, inhuman torture he faced for whom did he went through all this because of Hindus from Kashmir. And who opened the Kartarpur corridor? If he was only interested about Hindutva, then why would Modi ji jump his own shadow, still has all gung-ho about that we are going to teach Pakistan a lesson and talk to Pakistan and get a corridor. If it was not, he had an attitude sympathetic or is impressed by the Guru Sahib's teachings. So, these are myths which will take time to break, has been created by our own alliance partners. But recently, sir, more
than that of Hindutva face party, the BJP image has become that of anti-Muslim because of the statements given recently. Also, Prime Minister also gave one statement that wealth of Hindus will be distributed among Muslims, that as per
I
the
think
manifesto
when
of
he
Congress? Where
talks
did it
about,
comes
then he
from?
talks about Pasmanda Muslims. He talks about like giving Muslim women the right to get out of this archaic laws about talaq
But they were
diya kind
also
of
called
things.
infiltrators and
They
ज़्यादा
were
बच्चे पैदा करने
no,
वाले. That
ज़्यादा
is very.
बच्चे करने वाला. I think it was in the whatever the reason may be, but I think
Coming from
infiltrators
Prime
are
Minister
coming.
of a secular democratic
This is
India.
India is a secular country, and I believe out of this secular country, Punjab is the most secular of the states. And I'm proud to be a Punjabi, and I'm proud to be a Hindu, and I'm proud to be Indian. That's it. That is the thing, is a fact. Nobody can deny it. This is where it stands.
But coming back to the comments given, infiltrators and ज़्यादा बच्चे पैदा करने वाले, does it promotes
I think
the kind of ideology?
this is something that a society has to come up to that level. We have to treat them, everybody, nobody should step on anybody's beliefs. This is our constitution, gives us to follow our own faith, exercise our own religion. I think nobody should deny
Coming of
that.
the democracy, sir, the opposition, the Congress is spreading some this narrative that if BJP comes to power, it will be the last elections happening in India, and
Why?
it is a threat to democracy.
Why would it be? Because of majority. BJP already has that majority. BJP had this majority all these years. If they wanted to bring any change, if they could remove this Article 370, they can also do any other thing. Why would they wait for 2024 to pass? No, these are again like, this is a myth. Like these leaders are fooling the farmers. These people out of desperation now trying to create a bogie constitution. Are they the one who are the protector of the constitution? In the garb of protecting the constitution, they are trying to protect their own skin for all the misdeeds. You have 350 crore rupees stacked in some almari in Congress MPs, this thing. And nobody has come and explained it, what has happened. You have a chief minister here, maybe he was just an accidental chief minister for 6 months in Jalandhar, who had 10 crore rupees lying under his bed, and he calls himself a Sudama. Whom are they fooling? They are all trying. He carries these days a copy of, pocket copy of Constitution. Are they trying to save their Constitution? They are trying to save their own skins.
So they're, sir, how do you respond to their allegations that
Which allegations?
It'll be no more a democracy?
It is a democracy. It will remain a democracy. This democracy has been hard earned. The people have to be vigilant. And I always say that please, nobody is going to fight for you. You have to fend for yourself. Look where you are voting for. Do not use this vote trying to protect from Kejriwalji going back to jail. This vote was not meant to protect people who are looted this country. No, whether it is Mr. Channi, whether it is Mr. Kejriwal, whether it is Mr. This Wedding, they have their own misdeeds too. They do not represent the country. Please be vigilant, fight for your right, do the right decision, exercise your franchise very carefully, looking at the future of Punjab.
When BJP leaders talk about, sir, we have heard recently, they talk about religion, they talk about how Congress has ruined India in last 56 or 70 years. But we seldom hear them talking about issues such as inflation or unemployment or electoral bonds. You know,
First, let's talk about the religion. They say BJP talks about religion. What did Congress do? Why did I'm sitting on this side of the fence? It is because they created this binary of Hindu-Sikh. It is the Congress. It is the Congress who has perpetuated this. They tried to. Thank God the people of Punjab are vigilant. They are secular. The DA is in their DNA secularism. That's why otherwise these Congress people and these three people contesting, I do not propagate that. No, it's not a matter of Hindu or Sikh. They are not even Sikhs. Because Sikhism is, Guru Sahib has said, Manas ki jaat sabhay ko pehchan. Just by putting a turban, they cannot claim to be a Sikh. They are not true Sikhs. They are not even true Punjabis. So I think they should be taught a lesson, as much by Hindus, as much by Sikhs, because they are defaming the teachings of Guru Sahib. They are not followers of Guru Sahib. So, yes,
But
employment is an issue.
Employment
is an
inflation
issue.
is
Inflation,
the same.
yes.
Inflation and unemployment are missing from the mainstream discussions by the ruling party, and it's been 10 years.
No, they are not even talking about it. The ones here are not even. I'm talking about Punjab. The opposition has failed as opposition. They have never been able to raise an issue, and the central government is aware and addressing this issue. Why do you think they have announced for 5 years? We are trying to mitigate that inflation. That people who are not having enough money after COVID and whatnot, at least they would have food to eat. This is the basic primary reason that they are getting this thing. This is why all this Samman Nidhi is being given. They know that people are in need. Yes, lot needs to be done,
and
but this inflation, jobs, yes, of course. How would jobs happen? If Punjab kind of law and order situation is there, you think somebody is going to put a factory here? Let me tell you, I met a delegation from the rice shellers and all. 200 units have shifted out of here to UP because of the law and order situation, because of the way this government is behaving, the way the government is doing this knee-jerk reaction. That is why industrialization is the only way forward. Agriculture cannot absorb any more pressure on it. We are already, there is unemployment and there is underemployment. What is happening in agriculture is underemployment. A farm unit which can be tilled by maybe one person, there are 4 family members are engaged in that. So in the name that they are engaged, but they are actually not employed. They are employed. They are not even fulfilling, extracting their own capabilities.
True. Coming to my next question, sir. In the opposition, AAP and Congress are in alliance here in Chandigarh, but in Mohali they are fighting each other.
Two-faced. I call them double-faced. Janus, if you go into the Greek mythology, what was Janus? But we have here, any species which is double-faced and has a single body is dangerous, very poisonous. They are fooling people by this.
So this is how you describe the India Alliance?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about India Alliance. There are 30, I think, odd members. And I at times wonder whether Khadge Sahab or Rahul ji even knows who's sitting on the stage with them, which party they represent, much less about ideology or something. They won't even know which leader is which. So, but that is beside the point. But these two are fooling people in broad daylight. Take one step, you are into Punjab, there you are at each other's throat. You step this side, and as our Assam Chief Minister the other day was in Patiala saying that there they do ilu, and here they are trying to kill each other. But whom are they fooling? People are not, people may be innocent, but they are not fools.
I suppose we are running low on time. This is my last question to you, sir. The BJP appears somewhat, in navigating in uncertain waters, particularly in North India. In Haryana also, we are watching the toppling of government. In Himachal also, the BJP has been accused of toppling government. In Punjab, the Aam Aadmi Party has told that BJP is trying to topple government not only in Punjab but also in Delhi. In J&K, there are some sentiments of post 370, Article 370 abrogation. So how do you think that given all these difficulties, how is BJP going to perform in North India?
I do not have a thermometer or a measure to gauge what is happening other than I read the newspaper, other than I read or hear the views of the editors or these commentators on the TV. But let me tell you, only recently, the same echo chamber was resonating with this. The Chhattisgarh is gone for sure, is written off to Congress. Madhya Pradesh also, it is a neck-to-neck fight. And in both the states, BJP came with more than two-thirds majority. So how do I accept this impression that BJP is not doing too well? This is,
so do you still stick to the formally given tagline, the 400 par tagline? Do you stick to it?
I only stick to these, that BJP will form the government, because if I were opposed to BJP, I as a simple person, an Indian, would look whom am I voting for. You tell me who is on the other side. Modi ji versus whom? BJP versus which party? This is a potpourri of maybe 30 odd people who are not even at it. Someday Mamta ji says that I am going to give only outside support. Today she says, no, I am integral part of India. Then we have our Bhagwant Mann ji. He is on record saying the other day, please dig out his statement, not once, 3 times he has said, Sarkar kisi ki bhi bane, hamari marzi se banegi. So he has already kind of distanced himself from India. Right, broadly saying, why, otherwise why would he say that if Indian government comes to power, I will be calling the shots? No, he says सरकार किसी की भी बने, बनाएंगे, आम आदमी पार्टी बनाएगी, and he quotes 30, हमारे 30 जो member हैं, 30 तो हैं, they are contesting maybe 20 or 21. So they are fooling people broad daylight and nobody questions them. This is what I think we are not yet kind of mature. We call ourselves a mature democracy, but I think maturity, either the voters are missing, voters are very sharp, they know it. I think the leaders are not yet mature.
So the confusion
leaders
prevails on the other side.
Yeah, I think this is the problem. So I don't see any competition. Competition with whom? That is something I understand.
That is also somewhat unhealthy for the
democracy. Yes. That's why I said
not having competition in
this is the
vast
tragedy of Punjab. The main opposition party has totally succumbed to the threats and for their own misdeeds. Because they're all वो कहते हैं ना चोर के पाँव नहीं होते. This is the issue. So they cannot face Bhagwant Mann ji. So they have traded the voice of people which they were entrusted with for their own sake. They are trying to save their skin. They are not trying to save the constitution. Each one of them. You name these leaders who are carrying this pocket constitution. I will tell you what skeletons do they have in there. Each one of them. This is the tragedy. That's why Congress is going downhill. This is their problem. You tell me, you name a leader of theirs, and I will tell you what is his misdeed. So this is it. And I think, let's hope people will make a right choice. People
on a lighter note, we would like to conclude. You are turning 70 next week, as you told us. Give us some tips. How do you stay fit at 70, just like that?
Well, please, one has to be careful. I think maybe I'm genetically, maybe there's a genetical issue, or maybe something that, I had a back surgery done long ago. And since then, it is imperative for me to do a bit of exercise. But yes.
You still maintain very well, and we wish
you
a lot
Thank
of
you so much.
success and health in the future.
Thank you.
So this was State President of Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Sunil Jakhar, for the Savera, speaking on various issues that concern the Lok Sabha elections, the ongoing Lok Sabha elections of 2024. For more coverage on elections, stay tuned to the Savera.